Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
This is Eat and Drink with Ali Hassan and Marco Timpano, the podcast where back of house Ali and front of house Marco talk food and drink. Heads up, these two spent decades in restaurants, so some mature content and language is bound to come up. Get ready for Eat and Drink. Forks up.
Hey, welcome. How are you? This is fantastic. We're back. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
This is Marco Timpano
And
beside me.
This is Ali Hassan beside me.
What are we doing today? What's happening?
All
Tell me
right.
everything. You came in gangbusters.
I did come in
The
gangbusters.
traffic had affected you emotionally.
man.
You pulled an espresso cup out of your back pocket, or an espresso. What do you call these things?
That's it. In Italian, it's called the macchinetta Bialetti. A Bialetti.
Bialetti.
Macchinetta would mean little machine.
A little machine.
But I'm sure it has a better cafetiera, some people call it. But
Right.
it's a Bialetti stovetop espresso maker.
It's a stovetop espresso
If
maker.
you're-
Pulled it out of I don't know where. Just came out.
Yeah, it just came up because
Yeah.
I was like, and I was kicking myself because I realized I had not brought espresso cups.
Okay.
And I have like a ton at home, right? A ton. And I forgot them. And so I'm like, Ali, I forgot something. Do you have espresso cups? And he's like, I got limes, I got ice, I got espresso cups, I got whatever you want.
I gave him 6 color options. I have numerous color options, and still I saw the disappointment in your eyes. Why? They're too big.
Well, they're demi-tasses.
They're demi-tasse.
But, you know, listen, I'll take a demi-tasse over a mug.
Exactly.
So, and it's just a fraction bigger than maybe about half size bigger than what we would need for an espresso cup.
Yeah.
But it'll work with what we're going to do.
Great.
So, I always make a cocktail to start with, and we've got the espresso on the stove being made in real time, folks. So let me just start because I'm a coffee fiend.
Yeah.
Ali. I'm a little bit of a fanatic when it comes to this, right?
Maybe that's connected to the sleep problems. Anyway, that's a discussion
Yes.
for another time. But maybe. I'm just going to throw that out there. Possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah, possibly. Anyway, something to think of.
It helps with my migraines. Do you ever get migraines?
I don't.
Oh, you're
I
lucky.
don't.
Yeah. Good.
I live with somebody who gets migraines from time to time. Not often. You get
Okay.
them like a week on a week.
Not weekly, but when I get them, they're
Debilitating.
yeah, they're really
Really.
bad.
You know, that could be related to the caffeine as well. If you're not hydrating enough to compensate for how much dehydration is happening in your body.
Yes, and I was also told that if you start to feel a migraine come on,
Yeah.
have a shot of an espresso, because what it'll do is it'll dilate the veins that are in the back of your neck that cause the migraine.
Okay.
And I've done it on occasion, and it's helped.
And then you have a liter of water, or not even. These people.
I
don't
need
talk
to
about
drink more water.
I'm saying. I mean, these things can help. All right. Anyway.
All right,
now,
so anyways, I'm very
it's like the
particular.
doctor was in all of a sudden. Sorry.
It became the Dr. Oz show.
Yeah.
I'm very particular when it comes to my espresso.
Yeah.
I like to use good coffee. There's different types of espresso. Illy is my favorite. It tends to be more expensive, so I
Yeah.
don't often buy it. I like the Lavazza Crema Gusto.
So these are the two. When my aunt came from England.
Yeah.
She was like, in Canada we have Tim Hortons.
Yes.
But she said Tim Hortons is absolutely nothing. It's flavorless.
Yes.
Second cup was undrinkable.
Okay.
No, Starbucks was undrinkable. Second cup was barely passable. And Tim Hortons had literally no flavor. And I was like, okay, great. What do you drink? This is 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, you mean there's other stuff out there? And Ili and Lavazza.
You know what? Your
Too.
aunt is a smart woman.
Maybe.
Send her. No, not maybe. I can confirm it right now in here. Send her my regards and my respect. All right.
She's one of the best.
Shout out to her.
Okay.
You want to say her name or?
Auntie
keep her
Tamzeen. Auntie
Oh, there you
Tamzeen
go.
married Uncle Daniel. And they have a good palate for food.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So we're making the espresso. It's taking longer than I thought, so I apologize.
Shall I go check on it?
Just crank it
Crank
up.
it?
Yeah, I told them to put it medium. I like to. So I like a crema gusto. And what we're going to do, Ali, is something that they do in Italy, and I'm going to make you an espresso corretto. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay.
Although I've heard corretto before. I know
Okay.
that word. I
So-
can't remember what that is.
I'm going to just do a brief little coffee lesson for people, okay? Very important. So when you ask for a latte in North America, you get a milk drink with coffee in it, with espresso in it. A latte in Italian means milk. So if you go to Italy and you say, I want a latte, they're going to give you milk. They're
It
not
is
going
the
to
Italian equivalent of cafe au lait. Is that right?
Yeah, but you're saying lait. So, for example, if you were in a French-speaking part of the world and you said, "Could I have lait?" They're going to give you milk,
Yes.
right? It's not until you put the cafe in front of it does it become
Right.
cafe au lait. Latte is really latte macchiato, and latte macchiato means marked, and the milk is marked. The warm milk is marked with espresso. Espresso macchiato is an espresso that's been marked with foam and a little tiny pinch of milk.
Milk as well. Okay.
So what we're doing is an espresso corretto. Corretto means corrected. And how does one correct an espresso?
Tell me.
With a bit of booze, my friend.
Whoa!
With a bit of booze.
I didn't see it coming.
So
I did not see that coming.
Traditionally speaking, there's two booze that you can put in espresso.
Yeah.
If you're in southern Italy, so let's say from Rome south, you're going to put Sambuca in. Sambuca is a licorice flavored or anise flavored liqueur.
Mm-hmm.
If you're north of Rome, you're going to put this baby in it.
What is it? Please don't tell me it's grappa.
It's grappa. Yes. Do you not like grappa?
Actually, I'm coming around.
Okay.
My childhood friend,
I love this person.
Bavna, married Vincenzo from Italy.
Yes.
No disrespect to you, Marco, but the worst call that an Indian immigrant, a parent in Canada can get. His daughter is traveling. This is Uncle Uma.
Okay.
His daughter is traveling in India, in Italy.
Okay.
He gets a call. I'm in love. I'm not coming back home. No, you come back home right now. It was madness. And now they have two beautiful daughters who are in their teens, and they had made a wonderful life for each other. And Vincenzo used to tell me, he goes, I like grappa. He was saying, when I was a kid, this was the thing we would have. And he would be like, I was like, man, I can't handle it. I just can't handle grappa. He goes, I cannot handle beer. And he's like, he would always say it's the same thing. Like, you were introduced to beer at a young age, so you're okay with it. I find beer disgusting. I was like, amazing. I find grappa disgusting. And we connected on that. But over the years, I've had pear grappa. I think I had some kind of a blueberry or some kind of a berry grappa. I'm like, okay, not bad. But what I always think about is my Sicilian buddy, Massimo. His father would have some coffee and then pour some grappa in, and his wife would be like, it's 9 a.m. He'd be like, it's just to clean out the cup.
Yes.
It's just to clean out the cup, except the cup didn't need as much cleaning as Massimo's father.
You want those cups clean, my friend. Pristine, if you're going to put them away.
Yeah.
Grappa is, generally speaking, what northern Italians will put if they may have a espresso corretto.
Yeah.
Because grappa is from the north part of Italy.
Right.
And do you know what grappa is made of?
Grapes.
Yes.
I just want to do a little translate grapes, grappa. It feels like it. No. Okay.
No, because grapes in Italian is uva. So it wouldn't be. But grappa is the casings and the squished casings, the sticks, all the parts of the grape.
I mean,
Once
we're
it's
in
been
the family here.
Technically, it's not the grape. It's everything that's left behind once you've pressed the grapes.
Yeah.
So, if you're pressing grapes to make wine, you're making wine from those grapes. A ripasso is a second pressing. Mm-hmm. They repass the grapes to make ripasso wine. We haven't done a wine. We haven't had wine yet on our show. But we will.
Coming.
It's coming. A grappa, once you've pressed all those grapes, you take what's left, the mashed up casings of the grape, the sticks and all that stuff, and you have, that's the sound of our espresso being made, and you have our grappa is made, distilled from that. So it's a pure distilled alcohol that's made from the remnants of what's used to make wine.
Excellent. I have more of an appreciation for it. Will it taste good in my mouth? I don't know. There have been some bad grappas. I'll tell you that.
It's only bad because you didn't drink it right.
You know what? I feel like I'm in good hands.
Okay, so I'm pouring the espresso. Now the key to a corretto, oh, you know what? I should pour it closer to the mic. I don't know if you can hear that, but pouring the espresso. Do you take sugar in your espresso?
I don't.
Okay.
Should I?
No, I think we're going to make corretto. I don't think you need it.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. Oh, I should shut off the stove.
Yeah.
Now, the key with corretto is you don't put too much.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
It's just to
I would assume so, because it's a strong, would you call it liqueur? No, it's a strong alcohol. I mean, what's the word?
It's a digestivo.
It's a strong...
digestive. But yeah, you could call it a pure alcohol liquor.
Yeah.
There you go. So, whereas in our traditional cocktails that I make, I usually use an ounce and a quarter. I'm just going to, with my hand, just do a little shot.
It looks like a teaspoon maybe went in.
Yeah.
Would you say?
You can put a little more.
Yeah.
I'm going light on yours because you said you're not.
Let's see. I really feel like I'm in the capable hands.
I put too much in mine. But cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Okay. See how this is.
Okay.
You don't have to like it.
I'm going to tell you
don't
something.
have to like it, my
It's
friend.
the most I've ever liked grappa, and
Okay.
I think it's because it has an espresso aftertaste. Yeah.
Fair enough. And this might not be your thing. But what I would say is when you're having an espresso or even a coffee that's a little bit stronger,
Yeah.
you can put Sambuca, you can put espresso, you can put whiskeys in it.
Yeah.
Hard
And again,
liquors-
just like a teaspoon.
just
or less.
I wouldn't even measure a teaspoon. You know what? Just a glug, enough. I think you might have heard it when I
I
was
say
pouring it.
teaspoon because we're on a radio format, so I just try
You're
to
right.
give people yeah.
Clearly
Glug.
Clearly the mind of a chef is what you have. Clearly
Yeah.
the mind of a glugger is
Yeah.
what I have. But
Yeah.
that's a corretto. So if you go to Italy and you say corretto, they may ask you what Sambuca, grappa, or they'll just choose.
Okay.
They'll just choose whatever, depending on where you are.
This is not frowned upon. Like 7 a.m, somebody is corretto, and nobody goes, "Hey, you got a problem here?"
No. In fact, when it's cold,
yeah,
so let's say it's a cold night or a cold morning, this is gonna
perk you up.
warm up your spirits. And you know what? It kind of the grappa for me does a great thing with the coffee. It balances it. If your coffee is a bit acidic, it's gonna just smooth it out.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I really enjoyed that.
Did you?
And then
Because
also
I feel like
perked
you
up.
didn't.
No, I really don't like grappa.
Okay.
Let me be completely honest with you. I had a pear grappa that I liked.
Okay.
The berry one I did not. There's a number of grappas you always try. Recently, and I can't remember what, in 2018,
Okay. So this
somebody
year,
was trying to make us feel at home. Some restaurant, they were
Yeah.
trying to be very
Yeah.
generous, and they brought out the grappa, and I was like, you may as well just throw acid in my eyes at this
Right.
point. That's basically what you do. But I drank it. I was like, still hate
You-
this thing.
how did you drink it?
Cold in a little tiny, it's like a shrunken martini glass.
Yes,
kind of thing, right? A flute and a martini glass had a baby.
But now, what did you drink it out of? How did you drink it?
Cold?
Like, did you just shoot it back?
I didn't shoot it. I
Okay,
had a
that's good.
sip, and then I needed to take my time and just sort of reflect on what mistakes I've made in my life that brought me to this horrible place. Honestly, a guy trying to really make us feel good. This
Yeah.
was his, as you would understand,
Yeah.
this was his way of sometimes a restaurateur will give you a dessert after your meal. This guy, grappa.
Grappa's not cheap, and grappa is the perfect digestivo. So if you ever are like, oh, my stomach's upset,
Yeah,
you have a half ounce of grappa,
yeah.
and it's not something like vodka or tequila where you can just do shots
No,
like
exactly.
you're 22.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where you want to sip it, you want to enjoy it, and you want to feel the purity of what you're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And the notes in it are going to be reflective of the grapes that were used. So you can get Barolo grappa, you can get
I
different.
love Barolo.
Yeah, so I would say, try a Barolo grappa and see if you can get the notes of the Barolo wine or those grapes, right?
Yeah.
When you taste it.
Well,
Now-
it's the most I've ever liked a grappa.
Okay.
Let me tell you that.
Fair
Thank God for the espresso. I'll
Man.
tell you, there's only two things I've not liked in my life in the beverage world.
Okay, stop the presses.
Yeah.
This makes me happy to know, Ali.
Just two.
Yeah,
One is
'cause-
grappa, and we overcame that hump real quick.
Okay.
Thanks to espresso. And the other one is champagne. I just don't like
I'm
champagne.
on your champagne.
Oh,
train.
fantastic.
I don't. Champagne does nothing for me, and the better the champagne, the less I like it. Like, have you ever had Dom?
Yes, I have had Dom.
So Dom
and I'm
Perignon is like the.
well, so this is what you wait for Dom. You're like, I didn't like the Veuve Clicquot. I didn't like this, that. What? Oh, Dom Perignon.
Yeah.
And somebody even gave a year,
Yeah.
and I was still like, useless.
Yeah.
Absolutely useless. Like, no dancing in my mouth whatsoever. Nothing. I was like, this is just, it's flat, and I don't care for these bubbles. I don't care for any of this.
Yeah.
And one year I vomited champagne on New Year's
Oh,
Eve
that's not
along
fun.
with a
'Cause
bunch
it's
of other booze.
fizzy barf, right?
The fizzy barf, and so it's just never been. I'm like, why revisit it? It's not for me.
I don't like champagne. I don't like prosecco.
No,
No, do you like prosecco?
I do. That's my compromise. Like, well, at least I can.
People are all over anything. You put fizz in my wine, I'm not going for it.
I hear you.
And so, just on a side note, Asti in Italy, in Piemonte.
Spumante.
Yes,
It's
spumante
Yeah.
is a type of sparkling wine, and Asti
Spumante means sparkling?
it means sparkling,
Fizzy,
like I don't know the exact translations, but if you say if you're going to have a spumante, you know it's going to be a sparkling wine of some sort.
But there's different spumantes, not just Asti. Asti is one type of spumante.
Right, Asti is the city. So Asti is the city in Piemonte, which is the north west part of Italy. You know Torino or Turin?
Sure.
It's in that area.
Okay.
And I went to Asti, and I'm like, oh my God, we're going to Asti. This is so great. Asti is like, where all the sparkling wine comes from, spumante. It was the nastiest city I've been to in Europe, or in Italy anyway.
Not the beverage aside, just city.
The city, I did not like. For me, Asti was nasty. So
Yeah.
I'll never go
nasty
with it.
spumante.
Okay,
Nice.
so that is our, I guess you could call it a cocktail, but that's our Espresso Corretto. I encourage people listening, if you haven't had a Corretto and you go to a quality bar and they have it on the menu, ask for an Espresso Corretto.
Okay, good. I encourage it too. I'm on board. All right. Let's move on to food, huh?
Yeah,
you brought a breakfast a treat in
Because we drink so early in the morning.
We drink so
like,
early. It's great.
we record early, and then it's like,
I've been buzzed at 10:15 a.m. with you in the past. This is that is not a complaint. That is
Fair.
strictly just a comment. Often, when I have to leave here, that's terrible. But sometimes my wife and son come back and we all go take a nap. Me with my buzz, and then my son. I mean, it's great.
It's a beautiful
the best life. It's the best life. I'm going to give you. A little tour of the best of India in the lentil world.
yay.
What do you know about lentils? What is
I know that lentils are very good for you.
Yes.
I know that lentils are a bean type.
Okay, so they go by people call them pulses,
Pulses,
right?
yes.
Legumes,
Yes.
right? And then lentils. Often, people from South Asia won't even say lentils; they'll say dal, and dal means lentils, and it's an umbrella term. It just basically means lentil, but it's just so many different types of brown, green, yellow, split,
Orange, the bright orange.
yeah. Masoor dal.
Yeah.
It's called. There's so many great dals. It is extremely flavorful, very healthy. When I did that Whole30 thing, when I did the Whole30,
Yes,
which is
yes.
giving up many things, no grains, no soy, no booze, no dairy, so no cheese, no I said no booze and no alcohol. That's how serious that was. But also no dals, and I found that I missed lentils more than I missed alcohol or cheese.
Wow. So no dal, no lentils.
No,
wow.
so I realized how much it's comfort food to me.
Yeah.
So very, very easy to make as well. The most simple dal, you can take a green split dal, you can take a yellow dal, or the masoor, the orange, and you can boil it with some turmeric, some salt, some red chili powder.
Easy.
That is it. My wife is like, why are you making these other, I make what's called the tarka, which is a flavored oil. She's like, I don't think you need to do that. It's great the way it is. But I like to, one of my favorite things to make was my lentil soup. People from North India, Punjab, will say soup must be made this way. In South India, they'll say it must be made this way. The Gujaratis will say it must be way. I have no affiliation or play. It doesn't matter to me.
I love
I'm not
that.
so nationalistic. So I just took the best of every region. So I'll fry mustard seeds and curry leaves, which is very much more Southern Indian, and add them to this Punjabi style dal.
So you've got like a pan-India.
I got a pan-Indian
I
dal.
love it.
And so I want you to try some of that. I'm going to go get that.
Okay,
right now.
while you're getting that, I'm going to
Yes.
tell you what my connection to lentils is.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is true in South Asian culture, and I don't even know if it's true in Italian culture, but for some reason, my mom heard that having lentils on New Year's Day brings good fortune and a good year ahead. So
I have never heard it. I will observe it.
So from that day that she heard that, and I don't know if it was something traditionally she brought back from living on a farm in Italy or whatnot. She loves lentils, but she would make us on New Year's Day lentils, and she would force us. You know, as kids, sometimes you're like, I don't want this, right? She's like, you have to have it, or you're not going to have a good year. And so we'd be like, all right. And so every New Year's Day, we have lentils.
It's a lot of pressure.
I know.
A lot of pressure. Have this, or your entire year is screwed.
Yeah.
Jeez, I guess I better have this.
I know. And I think I've been scarred as a child that if I don't have lentils on New Year's Day, we got lentils, and you know what else? Ham hocks.
Oh, yeah?
Ham hocks and lentils is what you're supposed to have. And for those of you who don't know what a ham hock is, it's the foot of a pig is all I can say. I don't know. So the other great thing about lentils is that they're not expensive.
Exactly right. Vegetarian's wet dream, these lentils.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
I really enjoyed the way your eyes lit up on the word wet dream right there.
I gotta say something. So
Yes.
my mom and my sister both live in an area that's very close to a large South Asian community north of the city, right? And so I love going to the Costco in that area.
Yeah.
Because it has all these South Asian dishes.
Yeah.
So like you can get quality ghee, you can get quality lentils, you can get quality South Asian culinary things. And because it's so close to an Italian area, right next door you can get the best ricotta, and it's like the best of both worlds for me. Kind of like this podcast. All right, so I'm going to try this.
Nicely said. Now, I did want to ask you, I'm going to let you eat first, but I did want to ask you, what's the Italian approach to lentils?
I think a lot of that's a good. They're called lentiki in Italian, and soups and in stews.
In a stew, okay.
Yeah, that's where
usually with meat, accompanying meat?
Yeah. Generally speaking, the soup. No,
yeah.
The soup will be a vegetarian soup, but the stew will have meat.
Daal is like.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Daal is a protein, incredible protein. So for many Indians who are Hindus or Sikhs, Daal is like it's a complete meal, completo, if you will.
Yeah.
It's a complete meal. They don't need to add anything else. But Pakistanis who are so desperate for meat in every single dish, I remember my Sikh friend going, you put meat in your dal? I'm like, well, we don't, but yeah, it's done. Pakistanis do it a lot. He goes, dude, unbelievable. Sacrilegious. Dal is so perfect. You guys even had to add meat to dal. Wow. So anyway, so you can add other things. Dal will also have sometimes, my buddy from Malaysia will have it like a stew where it's got chunks of carrots and potatoes and things like this inside it. Always excellent.
So we're having the yellow dal, right?
That is actually a green dal.
Oh, this is green. Sorry.
Once cooked, it gets to yellow.
Okay, so the green. What I like about this dal or this lentils is that you can taste the lentil.
Yeah.
But the flavors that you put with it, just kind of like embrace it.
Yep.
And you really get a really circular palate, or a real whole feel in your mouth with this.
Sure.
It's not overwhelming, but it's flavorful. It's there.
And it could be more flavorful. So this is garlic and ginger in a puree. This is turmeric. This is chili powder, some cumin. A couple of fresh chilies thrown in the mix.
I will say this is probably Dr. Oz's wet dream too.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these important... it's the wet dream episode.
Yeah.
You've got all these important things that science is saying we need more turmeric in our diet. We need more garlic. We need all these things.
Sure.
To regulate our blood and pressure and all that.
And, not to be overly nationalistic, but lentils have an interesting Canadian connection. Do you know what that connection is?
No, but I'm dying to find out.
There are 3 countries that make the most dal, that produce the most lentils.
Can I guess?
India.
Okay.
And then who are the other 2?
Well, I'm going to say Canada.
I kind of fed that one too.
Sorry.
Yes.
And I'm going to say China.
Australia.
Oh, that's
very interesting.
great.
Yeah, and actually, it's our very own Saskatchewan. Our very own Saskatchewan. So a lot of lentils are made in Saskatchewan and exported out of here to lentil-eating countries that don't have as much space as we do.
For listeners who aren't familiar with the geography of Canada, Saskatchewan is our province that's right in the middle. It's considered one of the prairie provinces.
Yes.
Well known for wheat production. It's a flat province, often overlooked when people talk about places in Canada. We got some stellar, wonderful places in Saskatchewan, and it is the breadbasket of the nation. And I'm going to say the dal basket of the nation as well.
Yeah, the dal basket as well. Also, a little known fact, it produced my wife.
Oh.
She was born in Saskatoon. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. So I have an affinity for it. To go back, visit her cousins, her family who still lives there. And Saskatoon, and I'm sure Regina as well, Saskatoon, what's happening is that people who are creative can't afford rents in cities like
Really?
Vancouver and Calgary and Toronto.
Okay.
But more Vancouver and Calgary. So they're in Vancouver and Calgary being choked, suffocated by their rent.
Yes.
Can't be creative, too worried about making rent, making sure they get enough bums and seats. A lot of these amazing chefs are moving to Saskatoon and Regina, starting up places. Rent is much lower. They could be much more creative. They have this appreciative audience of people there. And so I just wanted to bring it back to food, not just creative.
Follow the berry.
Follow the berry.
berry.
What does that mean?
The